Take two. Man, I kind of lost my train of thought. Okay. All right. People on Facebook, things that I've been seeing, bad days. Okay. So, what I was saying is that I'm completely okay with people posting, real life stuff because life's not always perfect. And I see a lot of that. And I haven't been, innocent of that either. Like, I've posted a lot of negative things, and especially now that they have that time hop thing, you can see something you posted like 2 or 3 years ago and you're like, ooh, what was I going through? So I'm completely okay with it. But so I was thinking about that because I've been reading a lot of stuff that, people are struggling and going through certain things. And I decided to make this video because I was walking to somewhere in my house, and I was thinking, I was like, you know what? My kids have had a better life, 10 times better life up until this point than I ever had when I was a kid. And I got kind of proud of myself for a minute. And the reason why that has been possible is because I have been fearless all my life and resilient, but more so fearless. And I never really understood that I was a fearless person until I really figured out what fearless meant, And I always thought, well, fearless means you're not scared of anything. Well, that's not true. Fearless means, yes, you are going to be scared of things, but fearless means that you are not scared to fail. You are not scared to fail, and if you do fail, you keep persevering, you keep getting up, and you keep trying again. And I think that's what fearless means. And a couple of years ago, Pinterest craze got real big, and I started looking up, motivational quotes, and when I was going through a hard time or whatever, and I found something, how you can click on one thing and then you're on something else, and then whatever the case may be, and then you're 10 times off track. But this was kind of still on track, but it ended up being about Abraham Lincoln, and I was like, okay, this is weird. But I read that Abraham Lincoln, he ran for office 5 elections before he got to become president. And when you think about Abraham Lincoln, you think about, okay, he was the 16th president, he was a president, he was successful. But you don't necessarily think about the failures that he had. And just imagine if he had quit after the first election, or even the second election. I mean, fifth election? I mean, that, and think about how long you have to wait in between those. That's crazy. And then, so I started to read about that, and then it led me to other people that had failed and then later succeeded, and it talked about Babe Ruth, and it talked about how, when you hear Babe Ruth, you think about home runs and world records, and you don't necessarily think about, it said the year 1937, I think was the year 37, that he had the biggest, the most strikeouts in the history of baseball, of the major leagues. But that's something too, because in both of those people's positions, and in sometimes our own position, it is so easy to let those strikeouts or to let those failures make us give up. And I am a firm believer in changing course and doing something different that you think may work better. I think that that's okay. But I also think that if it's something that really makes you happy and that you really believe in, I think that you should continue to try. And no matter how much you fail, get back up and be fearless. And back to what I was saying about, my kids, and I failed a lot, and I have learned every single lesson through almost failure and through struggle, and I'm still learning. And you would think I'd have my stuff together because I'm, older. Talk about my age. But I don't. And that's just my life, and I'm okay with it. And I'm okay with failing. I'm okay with it. I will fail probably for the rest of my life. But if I have the mindset to not let that failure define me, and to get up and to be fearless and to try again and to try again, even if it's 10 times, 100 times, no matter how many times it is, get up and continue to try, and the rewards will be there. It will show, and it may not register to you until you're like walking through your house and you're like, hang on a minute, you know what, my kids got it. I did this for my kids, you know, and it didn't happen. There's something wrong with my eye looks. Anyways, it didn't happen because I gave up. It happened because through all of the struggles and the strife and everything that I had to go through, I continued to work hard and try. And, you know, I'm in a rough spot right now, kind of, but I'm not giving up. I'm not going to give up. I will continue to try, and I will continue to push, and that's just part of life. And I encourage you to do the same, and to really look at how far you've come and the successes that you have made, and let that be a catalyst, you know, for you to continue to fail, basically. Okay, that's it.